You'll know when I start looking better. My nipples will be pierced.
Okay. Controversial comment. She's shopping for someone else. Sorry, ma'am. You're not paranoid. She's legit over you.
If I call my mom on her birthday.
That's not enough. Welcome to the TLDR channel. Every week we dive deep into different Reddit threads to bring you the best and worst Reddit has to offer. Hi, this is the TLDR channel. We read the stories so you don't have to. Today's topic is insecure or not. Take it away, Gutsy.
You didn't, no, yeah, you did. Okay, title. I don't know what AIW stands for.
Am I wrong?
Oh, wrong. Am I wrong for wanting to go on a weekend work trip with male coworkers? I'm an office manager for an automotive shop. We have an opportunity to take a weekend conference in October, all expenses paid by my work. Employees only, no spouses or kids. We are leaving for the conference Friday during normal work hours and returning Sunday evening after the Sunday seminars are finished. Like I said, due to cost, it is employees only. I, however, the only female job and the only female job, so I will be traveling with my 5 other male coworkers. Everyone would have their own room arrangements for the weekend because of being the only female going. My significant other very much against me attending the seminars. I understand why he would be uneasy with me going away for the weekend. However, we've been together for over 10 years, and I've never given him even the slightest reason to worry about something that would happen on this trip.
Yeah.
Would I be wrong to still consider going on this trip? I am taking his feelings into consideration, but I don't think I should have to miss out on an opportunity like this just because he is feeling a little insecure.
And the TLDR version of that is OP has a chance to attend an all expenses paid weekend conference sponsored by their employer. However, it's for employees only and would be traveling with 5 coworkers of the opposite sex. Despite their significant other's unease, OP feels they have no reason to worry and wants to go to the seminar. Okay. Initial thoughts.
Me first?
You first.
Okay. Well, I kind of am in the middle for this one. I don't think it's wrong to want to go if it's really good for your career.
Yeah.
And if it's only for your work and they said that it's only for your work, then that's the rules. I think that, actually I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't really think she's wrong for wanting to go. There's nothing wrong for wanting to go on the trip and wanting to enhance your career. And I understand maybe the significant other may be a little weary of having their wife go with a bunch of dudes to a seminar. And I'm going to assume that there's no cheating mentioned prior, because they didn't mention it, so I'm not even going to bring it up. So there's no point in bringing that up because she didn't mention it.
Yes.
I don't think either of them is the asshole here. Especially if the husband has been around the coworkers and kind of knows them, and everyone knows like a person you wouldn't want your significant other to be around because that person is just not a trustworthy type person, or gets in trouble a lot or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But also, I don't really see that it's a big deal that they go by themselves, especially if it's important for work. So when it's an opportunity for her to actually get paid, extra on the weekend, I'm not gonna say anyone's asshole. I don't see anything wrong with her going, but I understand that she also wants to take her significant other's feelings into consideration. So I'm just gonna stay in the middle for that. I don't think anyone's wrong.
I think there are certain things that can be communicated. It doesn't explicitly say that the significant other can't go on the business trip. Obviously, the company would not pay for it, but it could be like out of your pocket, kind of like how we do it sometimes.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. Did you get?
I think I'm reading it again.
Oh, okay.
The real answer to this is if they did say it was employees only.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is she contradicts her own post here. She said employees only, no spouses or kids. But then later on she says, like I said, due to cost, it is for employees only. So is it employees only, or is there payment? Are you worried about paying extra for your significant other income?
Oh, okay.
So
makes sense.
If it really is employees only, then that's how it is.
Yes.
Now, if it is due to cost, then I don't see why he can't go with. Now, he's going to have to rent his own vehicle, he's going to have to drive his own car, he's going to have to fly his own plane, he's not going to be able to sit with her in any of that, any of those parts. All they're going to do is share a hotel. That's all they do.
Yes.
Right, because she has to go with her coworkers. Like, they're all probably sharing a van. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be sharing plane. Well, they're probably not going to sit together, but they're going to take the same plane. Things like that. So if he really wanted to go and he can afford it and buy tickets and go all that way, I would say that probably is the best solution. However, he has to realize that all that money is coming out of his pocket. The only thing not coming out of his pocket is the hotel, which, plane tickets are not cheap. Paying for a rental is not cheap because each of these employees is not getting their own car for a seminar. It's a seminar, right?
Yeah.
So the husband would have to, all this extra expenses he has to pay for. Or he has to pay for his own cab or whatever.
Also, if there's kids involved.
Yeah, so it's not cheap. And I think the best solution was that he would, if he could, if it wasn't employees only, that he could go, but he has to pay for everything. And he's going to have to realize he's going to travel by himself until he meets at the hotel, and he's not going to really spend any time with the other significant other until, after they get back from work or the seminar. And, they may have outings where, all the coworkers go eat somewhere, paid out by the company's dime. He may or may not be invited to that. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it could be easier said than done if he does go, but they have the evenings together if they really want to. But that's only if he's going out. That's the best compromise there is if he really wants to spend that extra money for it.
Well, I also think at our potential Japan trip, I know that you're going to be working different hours than I could potentially be working, but I want to explore.
You're not going to be able to work.
I won't be able to work. Okay, well. Well, I can explore by myself. It's fine. Okay, so did I already give my thoughts? I can't remember.
You just started talking about Japan.
Okay. Well, I think that they can definitely make some accommodations so that they feel comfortable, and if they aren't able to come to an agreement on that, then just communication is going to be very vital in here, because clearly there's something that he is feeling, and
I would say some guys are very insecure.
But it's been 10 years.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean
10 years.
We know someone who's kind of insecure with their significant other.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And they've been together a long time.
True. Extremely insecure.
Alright, let's move on to the comments, because I'm pretty sure there's nothing else for us to say.
Okay, so on to the top comment. It's literally a work trip. If you were by, could you never go on such a trip? This is by Gothism. And there's a reply right underneath it that says, I'm bi dating a bi person. Can confirm neither of us is allowed to talk to anyone, ever.
Wait, was that the top comment?
Yeah, that was the top comment.
I have nothing to say about that. They didn't add anything useful to this conversation at all. What a terrible top comment.
I don't know. And maybe it was just funny. It was just funny.
Yeah, I guess it's kind of funny, but I don't think it's funny.
I don't think it.
You're not a funny top comment.
And then our stock 1962 said, you should look into paying for your significant other to come with. That way, everyone is happy. I don't know very many significant others that wouldn't be a little insecure about it. And someone said, absolutely not. You cannot ask to include your spouse on a company trip. Not only is it a major career blunder, it's pacifying. This is terrible advice. I mean,
it's pacifying. What does that even mean? Like, I get where it could be bad for your career because it's a bad look to take your, because it could be bad.
Is it a bad
Well,
look?
it depends on what.
Yeah.
It depends on who's going with you, right? Like, if a lot of important people are going with you, then it's probably not the best idea to take your significant other. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
Because it kind of, you're interfering with work. You know what I'm saying? While you do get time off during your work trips, the main purpose is to focus on, like, usually whenever you do a work trip, you got big things to do or important things to address when you're there, and then unless you're a big wig, executive going golfing on your work trips, you're really, you don't want to be talking about, I gotta meet my wife at this statue at this time. You know,
but you don't have to mention any of that.
Well, I know, but like there could be instances where, what if on the work trip this is a seminar, so I guess this is not really going to be applicable to this situation. But yeah, it could hurt your career, especially if it's like they expect team bonding after, or they got late night activities planned. Who knows what, as a group, your company's going to do. Yeah. So it could potentially interfere with those activities. Now, this is mostly a seminar, so I'm assuming that it's not going to be late nights, crazy activities, but, it could be bad, but I don't think, in this instance, I don't think it's that, because it's just an auto seminar, so I doubt that they're planning on doing late night think sessions about how to improve their auto shop, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Especially on a work trip. But how often do auto shops send lojos to do automotive seminars? So these guys might be important. So, there's a two-pronged thing. Because you don't just send anyone to a seminar. They're not just sending mechanics to seminars to learn about mechanics. All right, they're mechanics. They know what they're doing. They're smart guys. So, I can see their point. He's maybe overblowing it a little bit, and it's really highly dependent on the situation. Very highly dependent. It's not like one size fits all shoe type thing.
Very true, very true. Okay, I didn't understand your point of where it could hinder your career, but I could see it kind of interfering with networking and not being in that mind space. So I can definitely see that.
Yeah. No, not very controversial type comment. It was terrible. Anything else?
Yeah. I have one additional comment. This one's a little longer, so. Okay. I see all the comments from everyone saying you're not wrong. The common thread is the selfishness I see in those comments. It doesn't matter what people on the internet say. The only thing that matters is what your teammate says. You joined a team, and you and your teammate need to work together, even if it doesn't make sense to you. I'm betting there is stuff that he does for you that makes absolutely no sense to him. People in general, and men in particular, find working as a team very important. Is it possible your ego is pushing this? I've never been passed over for missing a seminar. I've gone to them, and when I was partnered, I've made arrangements to have my partner there. Usually for a work trip for 6 people, they book 3 hotel rooms, 2 per each room. You're very vague on the sleeping arrangements. Is it possible that he's not objecting to the conference, but is objecting to the sleeping arrangements?
Look, I at first was agreeing with them, but they're like very accusatory, like they're very coming at them for no reason. I can see maybe their kind of points where, like, you don't know why they're going or what kind of seminar or what the seminar is about, or she obviously explained the sleeping arrangements already. They're each getting their own room, and just because your company doesn't dish that out doesn't mean anyone else's company won't. Like if I go into my own Japan trip, they're probably gonna pay for each individual room. And if they don't, then that was I doubt we'll get a car. It's probably a group car.
A minivan.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go, guys.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really know the situation. Yes, can they find arrangements to where their significant other can possibly go? Yes. Is this seminar a big deal? Probably not. Seminars usually aren't, but they're good networking events.
Yes.
So I mean, I kind of agree, but I kind of don't.
Industry
kind of
knowledge.
weird.
Well, I didn't even consider that either. But I feel like they would have mentioned that if that was the case. Actually, do you think that OP's significant other is being insecure or no?
I think a little bit, but I can understand their fear, and maybe they just need a little massaging,
Reassurance.
So that they don't worry. Yeah, reassurance, and then that's okay. It's okay to be insecure as long as you're not being a fucking crazy person. But I can see where, and that's okay, right? But you can reassure them or come up with options for them to communicate when she's gone. You know what I'm saying?
For sure, I would agree with your point.
Because if it really is employers only, then they can come up with solutions to make everyone feel comfortable, like FaceTiming.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm assuming it's just in country, so FaceTiming is not going to be that difficult. You don't have to plan it that far ahead of time.
Very true, very true. Okay, for story number 2. Take it away, Gutsy.
Okay, you didn't ask the question for them.
I did.
No, you asked it to me.
Oh, okay. I will ask everyone. I will ask the audience now. Is OP's significant other being insecure or not? Any suggestions on a compromise?
Okay, title of story 2. Wife suddenly putting a lot of effort into her looks these days. We've been living like housemates in recent years, and I'm just being paranoid. Am I just being paranoid and thinking she might be seeing someone else? Wait, what the heck? Oh, it's a really short post. I was like, what the heck? Oh, I scrolled down and there's barely anything there.
It's a little guy.
I posted about this previously. We only talk about bills and the kids, and despite my best effort, she doesn't want to go out for dinner or to the cinema or anything. No sex for years. Ugh, red flag. Before anyone asks, I do as much housework as she does, etc. These days she puts in a lot of effort looking good and bought new outfits. Not a bad thing, but she didn't do any of this for years. I just want to know if I'm being crazy for thinking that she might be seeing someone else, or if I'm reading too much into the situation. Hold on, is there an extra post after this?
What do you mean?
Is there
an update?
Yeah, update.
There's no update.
I can't do anything with this post. There's nothing. No information here.
Okay, well, I have comments.
Okay. No, well, don't go in the comments, but
Okay.
we can talk about this and stuff, but there's just not a lot to go on.
Very true.
You can go.
Okay. TLDR. OP notices their wife has started
Wait. Do we need a TLDR for this whole post of TLDR? This whole post is 3 sentences.
Oh, the TLDR to the TLDR. Okay, OP notices that their wife has started to put more effort into her appearance, but the relationship has been distant in recent years, feeling more like housemates. OP wonders if their suspicions of their wife seeing someone else are valid or just paranoia.
That was like almost as long as the original post. Alright. What you got?
Okay, I'll start it off, I guess. So I don't think that she is cheating, because I have personally gone through something where I just wanted to reinvent myself, feel good about myself. I'm actually on an extreme health kick. I absolutely hated working out, as you know. But I try to get my 10,000 steps every day if I can. If not, then I try to kind of make up for it. And I've been eating healthier, taking care of my skin more, all that. So, and I can guarantee you I'm not doing anything shady. So that's my perspective. I think she just wants to feel good about herself and boost her self-esteem. That's my point of view.
I'm gonna hit the middle ground. I'm gonna point the red flags out. I was also saying that maybe you are like as well. So they only talk about the bills and kids. We know some people like this. Despite my best efforts, she doesn't want to go out for anything. So it looks like he's trying, but no sex, don't go out to do anything, talk about kids and bills. They are very much housemating.
Yes.
But, and now she's putting in effort. They haven't had sex for a long time. It really depends, and that's why there's not nearly enough information going on here. Like, when is she getting dressed up? Like, what is she about to do when she gets dressed up? You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Like, putting in a lot more for the good and buy new outfits. Buying new outfits, whatever, that,
not a red flag.
Not really a big red flag to me. The no sex for a long time, kind of a red flag. And trying harder, a little red flag depending on what it's about. Like if she's just looking good and still chilling around the house, but just looking good around the house, then probably not much of a red flag. I don't really see the big deal. Mm-hmm. Maybe she just wants to feel more confident, or like maybe she changed her mindset where she wants to dress up because it makes her feel good.
Yes.
And maybe she wasn't feeling confident, not dressing up. And there's so little information going on here. Yeah. Like, maybe she's trying to reform herself, maybe she's trying to work out, maybe you guys aren't having sex because you don't communicate, maybe she doesn't exercise, maybe she feels ugly. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you're unattractive to her, maybe you're overweight, who knows? Like, it could be either or, you're not giving us any information. Mm-hmm. And you're saying this person is telling her he's taking out for dinner or cinema or anything. Still not enough information. Like, how often do you ask her? How hard do you try to get her out? Like, even when Amy gets bummed out sometimes, I just have to drag her outside and then she'll have fun. But, like, how hard are you trying to get this girl out of the house, right? And you tell me you only talk about your kids and your money with your wife, like, nothing else ever. Yeah. Like, what is going on here? Like, it seems to me this is maybe a two-way street. Like, even if he says he asked her to dinner or something, I just assume that it's probably not high-level effort. And I feel like both of them have just got really comfy with themselves, and maybe he's just getting self-conscious because, they're not in their same drag norm that they've been in for years, it seems like. Yeah. There's just so little information in this post that I can't really say. Is this just a regular story, or is this an am I an asshole?
This is a am I wrong? It's under the am I wrong category.
Well, you're not wrong, but you're not right either. I mean, first of all, you didn't tell us anything. Alright, so, who knows? You could be right, could be wrong, who knows? You didn't tell us anything. If I too gave 2 sentences for a story and asked if I was wrong, no one would be able to answer you. Because you didn't give enough information.
True.
You need...
Well, I mean, we know people in our life who aren't intimate anymore, and that's just what happens. It's not the norm, but it just happens. Like, you get busy, you're tired, and especially if the mom is constantly doing everything, then you can't really expect.
Well, he said they split chores.
Well, there's a lot of the, like I said, the mental and the like physical toll that certain things take on women. For example, like gift giving, most of the time, women are the ones finding the presents and doing things like that. That's why we actually will alternate.
I think girls
so it's not
worry about
so-
it. Women worry about presents more than guys. Guys won't think about a present until it's about time to get the present. Like, oh, when's the birthday? Tomorrow. Oh, I better go get a present.
But see, it's like the mental toll that it takes.
There's no mental toll.
There
You put the toll on yourself.
Exactly, because we know you're not going to carry that. So, see, this is why it's good to...
It's not a mental toll. You make your own toll.
No,
there's no mental
it's a
toll.
mental toll. Because, think about it. I'm having to, like, worry about presents for your sister, for your mom. Like, the women, the mothers, for Mother's Day. Like, those things are essential to having your community. To, like, continue and show appreciation.
I call my mom on her birthday.
That's not enough. You gotta show gratitude.
Yeah, I call her. Alright, let's go on the next comments. This is not enough for to talk about.
Something that no. Something that you said though really stuck out to me. Because when I get into like my deep like sadness, I won't want to get out of bed. So it might be something to this effect, where she's not being intimate with him because she's not happy. Could be. Okay, top comment. The answer to these questions are always talk to your wife, not Reddit. My telling you she's probably cheating does nothing but work you up and might not be true anyways. Don't let your imagination run wild. Sit with your wife, acknowledge the change you notice, clearly communicate your feelings and see what she says. Maybe she's trying to turn you back on. There's clearly a lot of backstory missing, and that was from the Real Bird Done.
Oh man, no, Reddit post was above average IQ. Just kidding, Reddit. Where am I? That was a pretty good post. I agree with it. Everyone on Reddit's gonna say what they think, and everyone's opinion. Even me. No, I'm wrong. But, I believe my opinion, and it's my opinion only. So, any type of advice you get is only as good as the person receiving it takes it and uses it, or alters it to their situation, right? So, communication is key, man. You gotta communicate with your significant other. If you're only talking about your bills and your kids with your wife, then you guys obviously have deeper problems than just communication.
Yes. I don't know how things can turn like that, but let's hope that we're able to talk things out if that ever becomes the case with us.
You won't know it, but you'll know when I start looking better. My nipples will be pierced.
Okay. Controversial comment. She's shopping for someone else. Sorry, ma'am, you're not paranoid. She's legit over you and looking after herself now because she's looking for the next thing that comes along. If she hasn't already, I've been there. Start getting over her and distancing yourself emotionally now. It'll make it slightly easier when it happens.
Great advice from probably a dude who's just been hurt. He's
Odd turnip, 2019.
So, not good advice, obviously. He's
Sending you
grasping at straws at a situation that he doesn't know about. Could he be right? Maybe. You technically could, but also, there's just no information to go on right here, so terrible advice with a little amount of information given. only because there's so little information. So don't listen to this person. They're hurt. They have biased opinion. It's like trying to get advice from someone who,
Same.
you know.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more episodes. Drop your comments, suggestions, and thoughts on these stories. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep on living.